Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to TicketPrice, the only show on the internet that asks the question that matters: are these movies worth the ticket price? In other words, are they worth your time and money? Thank you for joining us. With you as always, I am co-host and forehead of the show. My name is Jake. With me as always, sitting across the way, co-host extraordinaire, and the only man who hits me with the sickest burns while we're off air. Tevis, the Master Control. Tevis, how are you, sir?
I want you to know that I mean
it. You don't want me to think it was a bit for the episode. You want it to hurt.
Absolutely. Right in the heart.
You son of a bitch. You were like a son to me. Stab me right in the heart. All right, you bastard. What are we doing today?
I don't know. What are we doing today? How you doing? I'm doing well.
Every time. And you know what? It wasn't funny the first time or the second time, and however many times there have been, and it's still not funny.
We are doing a movie from 1985. We are going to visit Back to the Future.
We are going back to the future!
Hell yes, we are.
So, at this time, moment of silence, please, Tim.
Okay.
Because below the description of this episode are two links. One will take you to a merch store, but the other will take you to a small list of bingo cards. We invite you to click on that link, pick out a bingo card, and play along, and we will give you a brief moment to do so.
What's it? I can hear it squeaking over there. What was it? It's like, e. Oh, sorry.
Okay, that should be plenty of time. If you can't work a hyperlink, just hit the flight attendant call button, and my friend Tevis will come over there and hit you in the head with a hammer because you are a.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I can't finish that line.
Get one of your grandkids to help you.
I can't finish that line. Thank you, 90s comedy. Remember Tommy Boy?
No.
Was it Tommy Boy?
I don't remember.
I think it was.
No, Black Sheep.
Was it Black Sheep?
I think so.
He's a big dumb animal, folks.
Oh no, maybe it was Tommy Boy.
It was Tommy Boy.
It's been a while since.
Because that's how they were getting to Chicago to meet with Dan Aykroyd, isn't it?
Ray Zelinsky.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
The Brake Pad King.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
I think you're right. Okay.
All right. Well, with bingo boards ready, let's dive into Back to the Future. As Tevis said, 1985. Written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Directed by Robert Zemeckis. Red flag.
Yeah.
Writer-director.
Writer-director.
It's a red flag. Starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. And others. They're not important.
Claudia Wells.
Who?
Played Jennifer. Thomas F. Wilson.
Jennifer's barely in the movie.
Yes, but she's better than the other Jennifer we got.
There's another Jennifer?
Yeah. In Back to the Future 2 and 3, she was replaced by Elizabeth Shue, which I love Elizabeth Shue.
Who?
You don't know who Elizabeth Shue is?
No. Name something that isn't Back to the Future.
Adventures in Babysitting.
No, I never saw it. I'm not an 80s kid. I don't have a nostalgia for all these terrible movies like you do.
Thomas F. Wilson plays Biff. Yeah. Leah Thompson plays Lorraine. Crispin Glover.
Fuck Crispin Glover. Fuck him and his untalented fucking ass. Technical difficulties. Fucking Crispin Glover. Don't even start.
Crispin Glover is awesome in this. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
You are out of your mind.
No, I'm not. You're out of your mind.
Oh, my God. I'm calm.
He is.
Calm.
His performance, never mind. We'll get there later. His performance was the worst thing to happen in this country and only got overshadowed by 9/11. Okay?
Oh, my God.
He is that bad.
No, he is. We'll save that.
I hope he dies.
We'll save that.
His performance is so bad, I actively wish he dies.
Well, George McFly does die in the next one. But also, Wendy Jo Sperber is in this.
Who?
Plays Marty's sister, Linda. I just like saying her last name.
Sperber. What's the brother's name?
Dave. What's his name?
That's what I meant.
Mark McClure. Yeah.
There you go.
Plays Dave. Dave McFly. I don't know what else he's been in.
No one cares. Look up the filmography of Mayor, was it Goldie, what's his name?
Goldie Wilson.
Goldie Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, no, Mark McClure played Jimmy Olsen in the Superman movie.
Which Superman movie?
Christopher Reeves.
Ah.
Donald Fullove?
Spell it.
Fullilove. Sure. Fluve. Hey, he was in Back to the Future.
Yeah, we know that.
He was in Back to the Future 2. He was in Up?
He was in Up? Like with my man Carl?
Yeah. Played Nurse George.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know exactly who he was.
And then Mr. Peabody and Sherman. He was of additional voice. Wow, that's kind of generic.
So
thanks, IMDb.
He was in the background. I went,
Yeah. He was in Monsters Universe. Oh, never mind. Additional voices.
My leg.
He was in Kung Fu Panda, Secrets of the Master.
Which one is that one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably a direct-to-video. He does a lot of voice work.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Can I continue, please?
Sure. I don't know what's taking you so long, but okay.
This segment.
He was in Mulan as Hun. Hun.
Which one?
Hun.
There you go. Getting through this section of the episode is taking about as long as it takes to watch anything with Crispin Glover.
Except this movie. Because he was fantastic.
You are anyway. Actively gaslighting me right now just to elicit a response that you know I'll give because I take the bait every time. You are a gaslighter. You are gaslighting me right now. Everything you say is a lie. You are a liar. You are a liar.
You look good today.
Thank you. It's my forehead. You know, I have the skin of a much younger man. It's in my closet.
Is it in your freezer?
No, it's on my forehead.
Oh.
All right. Made with an estimated budget of $19 million. In a worldwide gross. What do you think this movie brought in?
Oh, like 975 billion. I don't even know. This movie seems like it was
979 billion is your guess?
Yeah, that's my guess.
All right. Well, unfortunately, due to Price is Right rules, you went over, so you do lose. But you were close. Your guess was 979 billion with a worldwide gross of $385 million. You were just
I was close. Damn it.
You were
just a smidge.
Just a little off.
Missed it by a nickel.
With 27 award wins and an additional 25 nominations, including an 86 nomination for the Oscar for Best Sound Editing.
Okay.
Now, I'm noticing a pattern, and I'm beginning to think that the Oscar for Best Sound Editing is literally just a category that they put movies in that they're like, this movie is going to be a classic and it made a bunch of money, so it should be nominated for something just so its name is read at the Oscars, but it's not actually going to win anything. Sound editing.
I can see that. Yeah.
Either that or it's because it had guns. Because if a movie has guns, it gets nominated for best sound editing.
That seems to be a trend. Yeah.
And there we are. So Tevis. Hold on. I need to use we're going to take a quick bathroom break.
Okay.
So, what is your history with Back to the Future?
Are you going to just sit there and use the bathroom, or?
No, I'm going to let you talk about your history.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling I'm going to have plenty of time to leave.
Oh, no.
And come back.
This is actually pretty quick. Like, I don't remember when I first watched this. It just seems like it has always been in my collection ever since I can remember. It seems like it was always on either USA or HBO or something, and I would always watch it every single time I could. Every time I knew it was coming on, I would watch it. And I love this movie. So when we pulled it from the hat, I was a little worried. Because this podcast has ruined a few movies for me. And
first of all, Waterworld doesn't count.
Yes, it counts.
You should have known that movie sucks. You should have known. Like Crispin Glover, it sucks. And it has always sucked.
So there, yeah, that's my history.
Okay.
It's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. What is your history with this Back to the Future?
Real talk, counting I bet this was maybe the fourth time I've seen Back to the Future all the way through. That sounds about right. Probably about 4. The earliest I can recall watching it, it was my family booked a cabin to stay at the little park, Jellystone National Park. It's based off of Yogi Bear and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing.
I don't think it is anymore. Actually, there's a funny story that I'll get to because my wife loves it. And we get to the cabin and it was on the TV. And that's my earliest memory of Back to the Future. I was probably between 4 and 6.
Damn. Okay.
Now we were there, right? And we're walking around. And I only have 2 memories of this place. One,
to the Future.
Back to the Future in the log cabins, because I remember thinking cabin with bunk beds was cool.
Yeah.
And then second, we were taking a hike through the woods, as you would do. And there, just off the trail, was a discarded glass beer bottle. Now, my father thought for some reason he was going to pick up that bottle and keep it as a souvenir to remember our trip.
Okay.
As I recall, this place has a gift shop. At least I imagine it does.
Was the bottle full of pee?
No, it was an empty bottle.
Oh, okay.
Or was it? So again, my father sees discarded glass bottle, and that piece of trash is the souvenir to remember. So he picks up the empty bottle. Oh, wait. It wasn't empty at all. The inside of it had definitely been turned. It was either the inside of it or underneath it. I'm not going to lie, we didn't have time to investigate. As my father stirred up the biggest swarm of bees. And we were then chased and stung so bad as we were running through this forest trail to escape the bees. I felt like Nicolas Cage. Not the bee! Luckily, my mother was still young and spry enough and remembered her high school track days because my mother is very, very allergic to bees.
Was she like Forrest Gump? You just turn around and she's like half a field down the way.
So here's the thing. Bee swarm. So picture a cartoon bee swarm. And you're not far off. I remember Dad starting to run, which triggered me. And again, I'm between the age of like 4 and 6, something like that. And I turn, and my mom and brother are already down the trail, having left me.
Did she like push you towards the bees to protect herself first?
Feast on him! They sacrificed the youngest.
Yeah. She's like, I don't have to run faster than the bees. I just have to run faster than you.
Than the barely older than toddler.
Yeah.
So we're running. So I turn and now I'm running, right?
I was running.
And I remember running and looking back, and Dad finally catching up to me. He scoops me up. But now, A, Dad's not that fast. And B, he's now carrying me. So now he's really not that fast. Of the 4 of us, guess which half of the family got stung to hell?
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, Back to the Future is kind of tied to that memory for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
So if you're out hiking and you see trash, don't take it as a souvenir. That's a terrible idea for multiple reasons. If you're going to clean up the litter, I applaud you, but please, please make sure you're not about to stir up a whole mess of trouble. We didn't want that smoke. Didn't ask for it. Got it anyway.
But you got it. Okay.
And yet I would still rather be stung by that swarm of bees than ever watch anything involving Crispin Glover.
Well, it's a shame because you're watching Back to the Future.
Speaking of which, clocks!
There's a shit ton of clocks.
There's a shit ton of clocks. And we see, as the camera slowly pans around Doc's
clocks.
home. It's not really an apartment.
No, it's
not
his
really
garage.
it's not really a house.
No, it's the garage.
Yeah, but doesn't he live in the garage?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he lost the house.
Yeah, he lost the house.
And then the house burnt down.
Correct.
Did Doc commit arson?
Maybe. I mean, he's already shown that he is not really on the up and up.
He's willing to get his hands dirty for the greater good.
A little bit, yeah.
I think he burned. So we see things, different inventions, very Pee-wee's Playhouse. You know, the alarm goes off, that triggers the toaster, which sets off the machine that then opens the dog food and pours a blah blah, and it just Rube Goldberg's around the place.
Yes. This movie came out, I think, like a month before Pee-wee's Big Adventure did.
Okay.
So the openings of both of these are very similar. And I think some people get it mixed up. Like, they're like, oh my God, this movie ripped off that movie or whatever. I'm like,
But if they released a month apart, no one ripped off anybody.
no, it was just
Yeah, but when did Pee-wee's Playhouse come out? The TV show.
I think that was
Because that had all the stuff too.
86 to 90.
Okay.
So Back to the Future was first.
Yep.
And then they were the same.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
first
Release.
release, but not first in the sense that Pee-wee could have ripped it off.
Right.
Anyway, we see the house is unkept, and it looks like no one's been home for a while.
Looks like they've been away for about a week or so, yeah.
Then a misunderstood teenage boy shows up looking for Doc.
I love this intro.
And Doc, where are you, Doc? And then with the skateboard is because he's a teenage boy in 85, so he has a skateboard.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't see his face for the longest time.
Nope.
He puts the skateboard down, accidentally kicks it, and then rolls under the bed. And
under Doc's bed is a case labeled plutonium.
good place to put it. You know, Yeah.
I mean, where else are you going to put it?
Good point.
And then Marty, realizing he's alone, begins cranking some volume dials as high as they'll go.
Just like a kid would.
And then he plugs in his guitar into the amplifier, raises a few more dials, and then we see Marty is standing in front of the world's largest speaker.
I love this.
He makes one strum from his guitar and dies. Movie's over. He's dead. As he's shot backwards and takes out like a bunch of shelving and was that your phone?
Yeah. Mine's on vibrate, thank you.
Yeah, it went and I thought my wife needed me. But Marty's just doing his thing in someone else's home. And the speaker gets completely destroyed along with half of the house.
And she really couldn't tell.
And he couldn't give a damn.
Well,
and I was like, is Marty unlikable?
It was an accident.
Yeah, but like...
Accidents happen.
Yeah, but when I was 17, I was like, oh God, I got to clean this up.
Well, he can't because he got a phone call and then he was late for school.
So, you're right though. The phone rings. It's Doc. Marty, are you there? Yeah. Good. Hey, we're doing an experiment tonight. I need you to meet me at Twin Pines Mall parking lot at 1:15 in the morning. He's like, why? He's like, there's no time to explain.
Yeah. And by the way, don't use the amplifier today. There's a good chance that it might explode.
You don't say. I'd definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah. And then the alarm clocks all go off at the same time.
And then it's 8 o'clock and all the clocks start going off and Doc asks, hey, are all the clocks going off? He's like, yeah. He's like, good, my experiment worked. Every clock is exactly 25 minutes behind. He's like, wait. Marty is. He's like, you mean to tell me it's 8:25, not 8? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm late for school, man. And he like hangs up and skateboards and to school.
That's when we get the Huey Lewis. Great song.
They paid for it and they were getting their money out of it.
Hell yes.
Although, I do enjoy me some Huey Lewis in the news on occasion. And, how do I put this? This was fine. Like, and not even Shelley, like, this was fine. It fit. It was fun. It worked.
It's good.
There are some where it's like, this is egregious. We've talked about it in other
episodes. The music in movies?
Where it's like, no, we paid for this song, damn it.
Baby Driver. Yeah.
But I didn't feel that with this. This was just, it was what it was.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it.
You know what we didn't get? Irritating opening sequence.
You know what? We kind of did.
Opening credit sequence.
We did. With them panning across the clocks.
No, that was establishing characters and tones and motivations and Doc's obsession with time. It wasn't just disconnected lights and moving bullshit and...
It was...
No, this was not an opening credit sequence as you were talking about, like in Leave the World Behind.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
No, this actually was part of the movie.
Yeah, it establishes different beats to the story that we need.
Yes.
Without
wasting a bunch of time.
Bunch of exposition.
You know what? At the time of this recording, the last Mission Impossible is coming out soon. Or it has come out.
Yes.
And
The Last Reckoning.
My wife is a huge Mission Impossible fan.
Really?
Loves them. Loves Tom Cruise. So we're going to go see it. To get ready for it, we watched the last one. Like the previous one.
Dead Reckoning.
Because I know we saw it in theaters. I couldn't tell you a damn thing that happened in that movie. And neither could she. So we rewatched it to refresh ourselves. And it has an opening credit sequence. And I went, what are we doing with this horse shit?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it stopped. It's like Mission Impossible. It's got all the like lights and patterns and and I was like, what a waste of my life.
No, I like it.
And the new one is it's like a 3-hour movie. And I went, Jesus Christ, why is the Mission Impossible movie 3 hours? And if it has an opening credit sequence, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, you better be prepared.
I've been prepared since I was a teenager. That's a separate issue. Anyway, Marty gets to school where his girlfriend catches him at the front door and says, no, we got to go around the side entrance because Mr. Strickland is waiting for us.
Before he gets to school, he's on his skateboard and he does this thing where he grabs onto the backs of other cars and gets pulled around town. I so badly wanted to do that when I was a kid.
You've never done that?
No, I never rode a skateboard. I could never get the whole balance thing right.
I've done that.
No, never did.
You've never done that?
Never done that.
Where's my car? Hold on. We're going to go get a skateboard. Stay tuned as Tevis goes full Marty McFly.
Our first episode of Jackass. No.
Yeah.
No, I could never stand on them. I could never get the balance thing down.
You just stand near the axles.
Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
What do you mean you couldn't do it?
I couldn't get it down.
And now he can't get it up. So.
And that's a separate issue. But to our sponsor, Blue Chew.
Stop it! Stop it! We're not sponsored by anyone.
But it's taking him around the town of Hill Valley.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you, what the hell is up with Hill Valley?
What do you mean?
Well, let's see. First, Marty goes by the adult bookstore. I don't mean a bookstore that has adult books and magazines. I mean the entire store is just adult content. Then he goes by the XXX movie theater. And then he goes by, I think, another porn shop. I'm just going, what the hell is this town?
Yeah. And there's shops that are closing or, blowout sales.
Yeah.
Soon to be closing. I think it's a nod to the direction kind of Ronald Reagan was taking the country at the time. So
just porn and destitute.
Absolutely. But you recognize the town, correct?
You mean from Gremlins?
Yes. And I was like, okay, I remember from Gremlins, but I didn't realize they've used this in so many other movies.
Oh, yeah. Even Anna was like, oh, this lot was used for everything there for a while.
Yeah, there was episodes of The Incredible Hulk.
With Lou Ferrigno?
Magnum P.I.
Nice.
The Nutty Professor from 96, Escape from L.A., Batman and Robin, Bruce Almighty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I didn't realize that either. An episode of House, apparently. And then the last one it was used in was Ted from 2024 and Maxine.
What?
Maxine.
I don't know.
It's a horror movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably sucks and grossed $100 million.
You're probably right. You okay?
My Magnum PI.
Hell yeah. I love it.
I'd grow facial hair. If I could, this is where I would have a mustache. If I had one!
I can put one in the video. Yes. Just the whole thing.
Just insert.
Giant mustache.
Okay, can we talk about facial hair?
Sure.
In 2025?
Sure.
Men, stop. We need to pump the brakes on everything right now. The big fad right now is to have one of two types of facial hair. The huge, unkept, ungroomed, scraggly, bushy, redneck trailer park hillbilly beard, which I hate, or the thin, weak pervert stash. Stop!
That's terrible.
Stop! My nephew is working on a mustache. And I'm going, bro, little dude, no. And so now I'm giving him pointers on how to grow it. Because it's just, this whole shit where it just sits perfectly on top of the upper lip, you look like a pedophile. You don't look good. Women are not attracted to you. The only thing attracted to you are the nearest law enforcement officers because they are 100% convinced you are on the run, having just diddled numerous children. Stop it! Stop looking like a big, fat, worthless trailer park piece of shit or a pervert! There are so many other forms of facial hair that are acceptable. Stop it! Do you know how many college guys or high school guys are walking down the street with a mullet and a pervert stash? And all I can think is, oh my God, if I had a lead pipe, I would beat them until they saw the light of either truth or Jesus!
Yeah, unless you're Tom Selleck, Burt Reynolds, or any of the guys who played in Tombstone,
Yes.
except Bill Paxton,
Correct.
then no, just leave the mustache.
I showed my nephew pictures from Tombstone.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, here's the thing. Now, if some of us, you can't get that full body look, right? Like, Tevis, you have a nice beard going on. I think you got a little too much going on in the goatee area, but that is what it is. But you have a full mustache.
Yes.
I don't think you could get the Kurt Russell or Sam Elliott fullness.
Not as bushy as that, but I can get it to go over my lip.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to go over your, but you get what I'm talking. Where it's just
It's
a beautiful wave of hair.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
I don't know either. So I'm showing them. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. You want to go down past the corner of your mouth. You don't have to go full handlebar, but like if it's just up here on top, pervert. You gotta go a little below and look badass.
But then you also have to be the cast of Tombstone or Tom Selleck or Burt Reynolds.
True.
So,
Just where are we?
we're at the school.
We're at the school. Adult theaters galore. And Mr. Strickland catches Marty and Jennifer anyway.
He has like a Marty radar, I think.
Well, he's been doing this job a long time,
Yes, he has.
as we'll learn. And let's face it, he knows all the tricks. He knows all the ways in and out. There is nothing 17-year-old Marty can do or think of that Strickland hasn't encountered 1,000 times already.
Yeah. At least 20 times every single year, somebody has tried to pull one over on Mr. Strickland.
And they have failed every
time.
He is the T-1000 of high school principals.
Yes, he is.
Just always there. Marty gets his fourth straight truancy.
I don't know
right
why.
Up and
I don't know what it is about it, but every time he does it, I keep watching really hard. Like he pulls that paper off and he hands it to him and he just slowly pushes it up to his face. He tries to grab it, but he's like, nope, that's number 4 for you. So I don't know when I started it, but I've adopted that. So like when I go to hand stuff to people like paper like that, I'm like, here you go.
Good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Now, also, this whole truancy thing will never get. It's really just there for Strickland to explain that Marty is useless and a slacker.
Oh, yeah.
And that he's wasting his life. And that Marty reminds Strickland of Marty's dad, George, who was also a useless, worthless slacker.
Yes, he was.
There you go. More shots of a dirty, disgusting town. Let's see. Marty and Jennifer are about to neck. Do the kids call it necking?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, because he has the Battle of the Bands after school.
Oh God. Actually, hold on. Where is it? Oh yeah. So there's a big dance coming up at the school, and Marty and his band have auditioned to be the band that plays, and they audition. And I have in my notes, wow, Marty's band is terrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're the pinheads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's trying out for the Battle of the Bands and plays like 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. That's enough. You're too loud.
I love that was Huey Lewis.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah, that was Huey Lewis.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. Sorry, guys, you're just too darn loud.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing your song.
That's the point.
I know. I love it.
But also because they're really bad.
They are really bad. But yeah, then Jennifer and Marty are
Necking.
Yeah, they're getting ready to.
Or they're about to do some necking. When all of a sudden he's cock blocked by some woman with a donation can. Save the clock tower. She pulls a Strickland and gets it right up in his face. Starts rattling the 4 cents she has in there. Clang, 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 clang. Save the clock tower.
Yeah, but 4 cents went a long way in 85.
In 1955, lightning struck that clock tower and it never worked again. And now our idiot mayor wants to replace it with something new and operational. The fuck? So obviously, we need to just shut that down and stick to this old broken piece of crap. Now, granted, that might not be how she phrased it. But basically, that's what she said.
If it's broken, then it has historical value.
If that were true, then we wouldn't need our sponsor. We're not sponsored by anybody.
Woo! Hang on, I'm going to send an email to Blue Chew and see if they want to sponsor us because we've been doing this quite some time.
Are you tired of your manhood being registered as historically significant?
Is your dick broken?
Does it poop out at parties? Is your dick unpopular?
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Tevis's floating rib is acting up again.
Fuck.
But you know what won't be floating? Like a rock, baby.
Oh, God. Where are we at?
The clock tower
The
sucks.
clock's blocking. Clock?
The clock blocking.
I meant to
She
say.
was trying to clock block the mayor from getting a nice new
That's
one.
Exactly. What a bitch. The only thing the mayor wanted was a working clock. He was tired of his clock not working.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
They didn't have Blue Chew in 1985. But in 2025, we do have Blue Chew.
Stop it. We do not. We do not. Oh my God.
Blue Chew can get your clock working.
It's like a bolt of lightning that will get it working again.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh shit.
Okay. Man, my hair's all fucked up.
Ugh, don't you hate it when that happens?
Mm.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
I'm in physical pain. Oh, can we all just take a minute? Let's just relax. Put the clocks away. And I need a drink of water. We all need to just calm down. We need to calm down. We're having too much fun tonight. Oh my God. You doing all right, boss?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
My rib hurts.
Now, Marty donates a whole quarter.
A whole quarter,
He
Audrey.
says, he's like, Rusty, I'll give you a quarter too. If you save our clock.
You see this bunion on my toe? If you rub it, I'll give you a whole quarter. I'll give Audrey a quarter too, Audrey.
You see that clock tower, how it's not broken? I'll give you a whole quarter if you rub it. Well, we're not getting through this episode. May I continue, please? But they saved the clock tower, I guess,
Sure.
with a whole quarter.
Raise enough money. Yeah.
And Marty gets home to see Biff arguing with George about the family car getting wrecked.
I can't believe you loaned me your car without telling me it had a blind
Hey,
spot.
fuck you with the blind spots.
I could have been killed.
Look at who's going to pay for this? I spilled my beer in the accident.
Who's going to pay my cleaning bill?
Biff is the worst.
I love Biff.
But that right there is the point. He's such just like, you love Biff because he's just the worst.
He is.
He's just like a garbage. He's not evil, right? He's not like scary or he's just human garbage, but played so perfectly because they're not going for like real or authentic, but it's not over the top. It's that perfect middle.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just cartoonish enough that you can laugh with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Biff is hot fire. You know who isn't hot fire? George
Linda
McFly. Huh? Who?
Uncle Joey?
I don't know what he's up to. I imagine a real Andy Dufresne type scenario.
Probably. And no, you're wrong. George McFly is great.
No, he's not. This is one of those 80s delusions you people have.
No.
You people!
No, Crispin Glover plays this character so
horribly.
Such a goofball.
He cannot get through a scene. He is awful. Awful.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You're not wrong. He's terrible.
When I first watched this movie, around the first couple of times I watched this, I remember asking my dad, I'm like, how did they make them look so young from when they went from old to when they get back in time? I didn't realize that was makeup. Like the age makeup was so good.
Yeah.
With Biff, and George was just really, slick back hair and glasses, and
Lorraine in the fat suit.
Lorraine in the kind of the fat suit. And
although honestly, I think the aging makeup on Christopher Lloyd is.
Oh yeah.
That's the best in the whole movie.
Yeah, it looks good too. But
Crispin Glover sucks.
We'll agree to disagree.
No, I'm reading my notes. Crispin Glover sucks.
Oh, I'm reading my notes. We'll agree to disagree.
Biff, Crispin Glover sucks. And then my next note, actually, the whole McFly family kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
But for different reasons.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Although I will kind of, towards the end, I will have an argument about whether or not it was an improvement.
True, but how do I put this? The McFly family is one bad day at the office for George away from being trailer trash.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we see Lorraine, the mom. She's an alcoholic.
She is.
George, the dad, is just useless as a human being and as an actor. And then you've got the brother who's like, I don't know how old he's supposed to be. He's clearly 31.
He does.
And works at like the Chicken Shack or wherever.
I think it's Burger King.
Based on his hat. Oh, is it Burger King?
Yeah, I think it's Burger King.
And then you've got the 29-year-old sister. I don't know how old she's supposed to be. She's clearly like 29. And it's just like, boys never call me. How am I ever going to meet a man?
Yeah, now, for the longest time, I never noticed that Lorraine just has this giant jug of vodka that she just pours straight into the cup.
Yeah.
It just goes from there. It didn't even dawn on me that it was vodka for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, she is just
coping.
And then she has this, when Linda is complaining about how she's never going to meet anybody, Lorraine's like, well, it'll just happen. That's like the way I met your father. And she's like, oh, that was so stupid. Grandpa hit him with the car. And she's like, yeah, what was it? George, were you bird watching?
George not paying attention. Huh?
He's like, what, Lorraine? What? Fucking great. It was so funny. But she tells that story about how they met, how she fell in love with him, how she felt sorry for him, kind of. And then George is watching, I don't even remember, the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
And turns around and starts laughing. And then you can see like Lorraine's face is just like, fucking kill me now.
You know, when I wanted someone to kill me now was listening to Crispin Glover's forced laughter.
Oh, I thought it was so great. Loved it.
You are so drunk on nostalgia right now.
No, even watching it again, it was just, it's so.
And you watched it, you had more nostalgia to drink than Lorraine had vodka.
Probably, but no, it fits the character. He's such a dork. It fits.
Terrible acting never fits. Moving on, we finally meet Doc Brown.
Question.
Okay.
So Marty shows up to the Twin Pines Mall.
Yes.
There's the trailer with the car in it.
Yep.
The car backs out.
Yes.
Doc opens the door and appears.
Yes.
How did he get in the car?
To the top.
I don't think that's a thing.
Unless he saw Marty coming and then drove it in to get a dramatic
Just
effect
waited.
of him backing. Tell me Doc wouldn't configure some sort of nonsense for a dramatic reveal to his latest invention.
No, I'm sure he would.
He 100% would
You
do
think
that.
that's why he said be there at 1:15, so he pulls the car in the thing.
And okay, Marty is habitually late, so he's going to be here approximately 5 minutes after. And here he comes. Click, click. And he drives it in, and he waits. It's like, haha, reverse. Ah.
Mm. So how did he get the car in the thing, get out of there to get in the truck to take it to the mall?
He pushed it.
That old man is not pushing that fucking car.
Doc Brown lifts, bro.
He just muscles it in. No.
He's an inventor.
You think he tied
He
tied Einstein to the front?
got gains so he can manhandle his inventions.
Okay.
Did you see the neck workout he was doing later on in the movie with his telepathy machine? Dude's gonna look like Mike Tyson.
That's
He's
true.
just gonna have this huge fortress of a neck.
Looks like Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Okay.
We don't talk about Brock Lesnar.
I'm
anymore.
sorry. We're talking. It looks like Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Go Goldberg. Kick Marty in the head.
Someone kick Crispin Glover. Someone go to his house right now and boot him in the head as hard as you can, so that he'll get hit so hard it will change time streams, and he'll be unable to do this movie, and they'll get someone with talent.
So do you know that the DeLorean was not the original idea for the time machine?
Or were they going to get a gremlin or a pacer?
No, it wasn't even a car.
Oh,
It was a refrigerator.
what?
Yeah.
Were they going for like a Doctor Who kind of thing?
I don't know for sure. But
I'm glad they changed it to a car.
yeah, Bob Gale, I think it was Bob Gale, said that they decided to go with something different besides a refrigerator because he didn't want to be responsible for kids putting themselves in the refrigerator because, they fucking would.
That's true.
So, yeah, I'm glad they changed it.
Well, I wanted to take up gymnastics for a while just so I'd be ready to fight velociraptors.
That's the only way to fight velociraptors.
It's the only way I saw to fight velociraptors. Guns don't work.
It's either that or run. You can't shut the door. They know how to open doors.
You can't shut the door.
Can't shut the door. You can't lock them in a freezer.
So, we meet Doc Brown, and he starts talking about how he has invented a time machine, and everyone get ready, because he's going to send his dog Einstein to the future.
Yes, he is. 1 minute into
Exactly.
the future, to be exact.
Precisely 1 minute. And then he does.
Question.
If you were about to ask me some sort of question based on time travel, the concept of time travel,
No.
the theory of time
No.
travel, the science of
No.
time travel, I don't have an answer for you.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
So when Doc has the car ready to go. Him and Marty get in the path of the car.
Correct.
Car's coming. Marty tries to get out of the way. He grabs him.
And it grabs him.
Was he trying to kill himself?
Well, no, he was showing confidence in his invention and calculations, but given everything he risked to make it, if it failed, he was ready to go out, and he wanted to make sure his accomplice went out with
His
him.
best friend. Yeah.
He didn't want to go alone.
I understand that.
So he was ready for either eventuality.
Okay. But how cool was this? The car speeding up and the lights and everything coming up.
This looks great. What looks less great is Marty unrealizingly standing in a trail of fire.
Yeah, that never looked good. I remember even back on the VHS days when it was grainy as shit. It didn't look good. And in Blu-ray, it looks even worse.
It looks worse.
But it still works.
But the actual, like, the car going, and then you see the blue waves of energy and the time. That looks cool.
So cool.
And the actual design of so you got the DeLorean is what it is, but then the little modifications they've made to it, I'm like, you know what?
It's cool.
The DeLorean sucks. The Back to the Future DeLorean is iconic.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Much better than a refrigerator.
And a Gremlin.
What about a Pacer?
That too.
Okay. But yeah, to answer your question, I think if Einstein had not gone a minute into the future, Doc was prepared to just be done.
Yeah, his family fortune has been dwindled.
Squandered.
His house is gone.
Well, first, was it foreclosed and put up for auction? Then it mysteriously burns down.
I don't remember. I can't
There's
remember.
like newspaper clippings of it,
Yeah,
but he lost control of the family estate.
Yes.
And then it mysteriously burns down.
Whoops.
Marty, I invented a flamethrower! Wait, do you think Marty helped him burn his house down?
Oh, no, that was before Marty was around, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Doc crazy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, does Doc have more street cred than most modern rappers?
Yes.
Okay. So, we learned that the only way to produce the 1 point something gigawatts.
21.
What is it?
1.21.
1.21 gigawatts?
1.21 gigawatts of electricity.
What the hell is a gigawatt? Is he needed to get plutonium. But the only way Doc could get plutonium was he made a deal with some
Libyan terrorists.
Libyan nationals is what he calls them. Libyan nationals. Because they struck a deal of some sort and believe that Doc is making them a bomb.
Yeah. And what did he say? He put it in a casing with old pinball machine parts?
Yeah.
And passed that off as the bomb?
Yep.
Yeah. And stole their plutonium?
Yep. That definitely happened.
That wasn't a good idea.
So the Libyans show up. And speaking of Doc having more street cred than most modern rappers, he pulls a gun. He pulls his own gun and goes to just like open fire.
Doesn't even care.
And then the gun just doesn't work. I was like, but
he looks at it.
Yeah.
He looks down the barrel.
Well, it can't be too dark and grisly. But Doc was going to ice those guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was going to clap some cheeks.
Yes, he was. Doc Brown don't fuck around.
Fuck around and find out with Doc Brown. Hit new podcast. He burned his own house down to prevent foreclosure. He stole terrorist plutonium. He pulls guns at the drop of a hat.
He doesn't know how to use it, but he pulled it.
The terrorists pull out an AK, kill Doc. Marty escapes in the DeLorean. There is a car chase in and around the parking lot for a little bit before Marty hits the oh-so-important 88 miles an hour and travels right back in time.
He's at the farm.
He's at,
Old man Peabody
and his Twin Pines.
and his Twin Pines. He was going to, what was it Doc says? Has this crazy idea of breeding pine trees. I don't know what that means.
What do you mean?
Like he was going to start a pine tree farm?
Probably.
Okay.
Unless he was trying to crossbreed different types of pine trees to make a new one.
Okay.
It's like cross-pollinating flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's simple genetic. Remember the Punnett square from high school?
Mm.
You got the big A. And
I wasn't good at history.
And the big, yeah, there it is.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So, Marty is now in 1955. People think he's an alien invader thanks to some comic books.
Fucking comic books.
Peabody shoots at him a little bit. Luckily, he's barely better than Doc with a gun.
Slightly, yeah.
And Marty gets away before ultimately the car runs out of gas. He parks it behind a billboard.
Yes, he does. For the, what was it, the Lions Estate?
Yeah.
Where
Which I think is where his house is, correct?
Yeah, it's being built. Very soon it will be built. It's like just got a road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on its way.
And now we see Marty walking through his town, and it's clean.
It's nice.
And it looks like a decent place to live.
And I want to smack that kid on those moon shoes.
You can't hate the kid for his era-appropriate moon shoes.
Yes, I can.
No, it was 55. Moon shoes were cool.
No,
when
they were.
Made their comeback in the 90s, they were less cool. Not uncool, just less cool.
They were uncool. Did you have moon shoes?
No,
you fucking lie.
Joke's on you. We barely afforded electricity. You think we had money for moon
The
shoes?
way we had to exercise was pick up trash in the forest and take off running.
No, that wasn't for exercise. That was for a souvenir because we couldn't get one from the gift shop.
The only souvenir you got was bee stings.
Yeah.
And scars. Okay.
No, I didn't scar up from that one.
Mentally.
No, now it's just one of those memories I have. I don't think I'm scarred by it.
Okay. That's good.
I don't
That's
think
good.
I'm scarred by it.
So, Michael Keaton. Or Michael J. Fox, rather.
Michael Keaton? Did they get Michael Keaton to replace Crispin Glover's useless ass?
I would take that. But
Michael Keaton.
But Michael J. Fox.
I'm Batman.
His portrayal. And then I get shot in the chest.
Drop my shit. I'm Batman. That movie sucks too.
But Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
His performance as Marty. He has this almost goofball, accident-prone demeanor about him.
Well, he is the offspring of George.
But it doesn't ever come off as
nerdy
or overdone.
Yeah.
But do you know who they originally cast?
I've heard the name, but off the top of my head, I don't remember.
They originally wanted Michael J. Fox. He couldn't do it because he was filming Family Ties.
Great show.
And the mom was out because she was giving birth. So the series was basically in Michael J. Fox's hands. So they went with Eric Stoltz. You know who Eric Stoltz is?
No.
He was the drug dealer in Pulp Fiction. You know, the adrenaline shot pin.
I stab her 3 times. No, you don't stab her 3 times. You stab her 1 time.
Yeah,
okay,
it was
sure.
him. And I've seen there's footage of it on YouTube. They filmed like 5-6 weeks.
I heard they had done a huge portion of this movie.
They did. But there's video of it on YouTube, and the main one that I watched was their interaction between Marty and Doc at the Twin Pines Mall. And if you watch those two back to back, Eric Stoltz, although there is no audio, you could just tell by his body language he's playing it straight. Like it's not. It doesn't, because you can watch just Michael J. Fox's performance and you can tell he's being comedic about it without it being cartoonish.
Like when he starts slowly sidestepping away from Doc.
Exactly.
Doc grabs him. Yeah.
Exactly. Or Doc just looks at him and is like, no.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. He's like,
yeah, but they filmed so much of it. And there's another shot of them in the diner where he meets his father for the first time. And it's so just almost like it's a drama, and it feels weird. So they pulled the plug. Robert Zemeckis is like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
So they had to fire him after filming for 5 or 6 weeks, and then redo all of it because they finally got it to where they could get Michael J. Fox.
Because Michael J. Fox ended up filming this congruently with Family Ties.
Yes.
Without taking a break or stopping either.
Yeah. He was like doing my Family Ties during the day and this at night. It's like, Jesus Christ. But he was one of the most popular stars in the world at the time. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And for good reason. He's great.
You know, he's one of those you don't often think of as like a child star, but like the early seasons of Family Ties. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah. He carried that show.
So Marty's back in time. Oh, so we're
in Hill Valley.
He makes it to the diner. He's got that stupid puffy vest, and everyone thinks it's a life preserver. They think he's like a Coast Guard member or some bullshit. And he makes it to the diner where he meets young George and young Biff. And young George and young Biff basically have the exact same conversation they had when they were older.
Yeah. It's been going on a long time.
I also really appreciate a lot of the times where we've got just static cam, Marty on one side, George on the other. They're not interacting at all, but they're doing the exact same like physical motions at the same time.
Oh yeah, they have the same mannerisms.
Thank you. They have they're in sync with their mannerisms. And I'm like, I actually really appreciate that.
I do too. Do you ever have anything that you say or the thing that you do that you're like, oh my God, that's exactly what my fucking dad would do or
all
say?
The time?
Yeah, and I do it every once in a while, and it drives me insane.
I mean, that is what it is.
I don't know. For some reason, for me, it's like, it's almost like I'm not me. I'm like, God, stop trying to be your father. And it's like, that's not what you're doing. It's just what you are.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see like Marty is probably like, oh God, I'm just like my dad.
Although he tries really hard not to be.
He does.
We move along and we find out that George is a creep. So Marty's walking through town because he's trying to find Doc. He's trying to find young Doc because Doc's the only one who's going to be able to help him.
Yes, he is.
Figure out how to get home. When he's walking by, and there is George McFly bird watching.
Bird watching, yeah.
By bird watching, he means having climbed a tree and is laying on a tree branch that looks into Lorraine's bedroom, and he, with binoculars, is watching her change. And I went,
yeah, kind of a pervert.
Kind of. This is Revenge of the Nerds level.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
He's actively watching her change through her window with binoculars.
No, it's starting to get there.
Despite the fact you could see her clearly from the street. He's trying too hard.
He's checking to see if she has any moles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, George is a creep. He falls out of the tree, but Marty, instinctively, worried for his dad, jumps in the way, pushes George out of the path of the oncoming car, and then he himself gets creamed by the car. And the sound and the look of his head hitting the pavement. God. Not even the first time, but when he's like, and I just go, holy shit, his head just smacked that asphalt.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Like, every time I watch this, it hurts me.
Yeah.
It gives me a headache. Like, dude is just going for it.
He's like, guys, get the camera ready. We're doing this once.
No shit.
Once.
That's like Mick Foley levels of shit.
So now Marty has effed up the whole timeline because he has inadvertently taken his father's place in his family's history of events.
Yes, he has.
Because now Lorraine is obsessed with him, keeps calling him Calvin Klein because that's the name written on his underpants. You were laughing far too hard at that.
No, I love when she is in bed and talking to him, and he starts to get up and he doesn't have any pants on. He's like, "Where are my pants?" And she's like, "Over there on my hope chest."
Yeah.
I just love that. I don't know why. It's her delivery, and it's like she put them on her hope chest. Like she knew what she was doing.
She's hard up.
Oh yeah.
For a date, apparently.
Yes, she is.
Marty ends up joining Lorraine and her family for dinner, where we meet Lorraine's family, including baby Uncle Joey.
Mm.
The hell was that?
I fell the other day. And
you didn't tell me this.
Yeah, I fell and I hit my ribs on the corner of my truck.
What were you doing?
I was coming out of coming into the garage.
So wait, had you gotten in your truck, pulled in, you were waiting for me to show up so you could back out?
Yeah, absolutely. Had the smoke machine going and everything, and then I fell and you fucking missed it. So yeah, there went my my whole entry.
How did you fall and hit your truck?
Well, I had the tailgate down because I was doing some trimming and stuff, and I was changing the weed eater string on the truck, and I was carrying something in. I don't even remember what the hell I was carrying in, but I tripped. I have a strip that goes across the bottom of my garage.
Yeah.
So my garage door seals properly and also helps keep water out. And
part of sealing properly, I think, would cover that.
I tripped over it and fucking fell, hit my side on the tailgate, and I thought I broke a rib.
Yeah.
But I laid there on the ground, slightly under my truck. I couldn't breathe for the longest time. It felt like an hour, but I know it wasn't. But I was just like, so now every time I take a deep breath or move the wrong way, I get like this sharp pain that shoots up my
I'm
rib
not
cage.
a doctor, but do you want me to take a look at it?
No, it'll be fine.
Do you want me to take you to the doctor so they can look at it?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It hurts less now than it did a couple of days ago, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Just rub a little dirt on it and be okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Marty finally makes it to young Doc Brown.
Yeah, we get the dinner scene with the parents. Lorraine is desperate for Marty to stay.
She aggressively grabs his leg under the dinner table, and I just went, oh my.
Yeah. And her dad is such a what's he
1950s
say?
Dad.
Yes. He reminds me of the type of person who would get extremely angry at Cracker Barrel for introducing vegan sausage. Like it but he even says like he's an idiot. He comes from upbringing. He's like, Lorraine, you ever have a kid that acts that way, I'll disown you.
His parents are probably idiots.
Yeah, his parents are probably idiots too. Yeah, I thought that was really good.
No, so he gets Lorraine's dad gets one of the best lines in this whole movie. Do you know what I'm about to say? He creams Marty with the car, and he's like, Martha, whatever the wife's name is. One of these goddamn kids jumped in front of my car again.
Yeah, another one of these kids jumped in front of my car.
How many kids has he hit with his car?
How many of them were in the tree peeping at Lorraine?
How many of them were George?
Yeah, I'm like, close your curtains.
No, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she does. We find out she's a little trampish.
Yeah, but like not at the same time, not really.
Yeah. She wants to be really bad.
Just not with Biff.
Just not with Biff.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either.
We meet young Doc Brown. He's got this big crazy headset on. He's like, don't tell me anything. I'm going to read your mind. And he's like, you are here. And he starts saying all this stuff. He's like, Marty's like, no, Doc, I'm from the future. We're friends. You make a time machine and I need your help to get it working so I can go back to my time. He's like, do you know what this means? This damn thing doesn't work at all. And that might be my favorite part of this movie.
I love that
this damn thing doesn't work.
I love that he has that sticky thing and he licks it and goes, shut up, don't say anything, don't tell me anything. And then the sound it makes. And then the sound it makes when Marty pulls it off, it's like, so good.
Don't say anything, shut up.
And he's trying to guess. He's like, donations. And he grabs his vest. You want me to make a donation to the Coast Guard Youth Auxiliary?
No, Doc, I'm from the future. Do you know what this means? This damn thing doesn't work at all. That actively made me laugh pretty hard, and I don't know why, but it did. But he convinces Doc because he tells him about the flux capacitor and so on and so forth, and Doc is convinced and agrees to help.
I love the look. This movie is very facial expression heavy.
Yes.
And they're all so damn good. Doc Brown, every time he does something, he always has this weird look on his face. Like later on in the garage where he accidentally catches the thing of
it's just like it just goes. It's very Tim Curry.
It is. So good. But man, Christopher Lloyd is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Well, he does a way better job in this movie than he did in Clue.
Yes, but he also gets to portray a much better character in this
That's
than he
true.
did in Clue.
That is true, yes. Whole lot less pervy.
And a whole lot more gangster.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. Because he's gangster in the past.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Are you talking about his permit?
Exactly.
His permit to conduct weather experiments?
Yeah. It's right here in my wallet. Let me see if I can find it.
He dead ass bribes a cop.
Yes, he does.
Doc Brown's cool as hell.
Yes, he is.
Until this watch, I didn't realize just how like seedy he is, but not like a dangerous or skeevy way. You're just like, man, this guy's like cool.
He's got shit he wants to do, and nothing is going to keep him from doing it.
So Marty learns that he's effed up the future, and he's got to get his mom and dad together.
So when he's talking to Doc and showing him, trying to convince him that he's from the future, he shows him the picture of his brother and sister.
Yes.
And I never noticed this before. And I don't know if it's because I've watched it so many times in just shitty quality. But, and also too, your eye is supposed to focus on her sweatshirt because he says, look at her sweatshirt, Doc. It says, class of 84 or something like that. But his brother, his head is already starting to disappear.
Because that's when Doc's like, this looks like a 2-bit phony photography job. So good you didn't even add your brother's hair or something like that.
Yeah, and see, when I had always heard that line, I always took it as the brother's hair just looks shitty.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was already starting to disappear. I just thought he was making fun of his haircut. But I kind of did what you do. I watched it with subtitles on. So when he says that, I'm like, holy shit, how did I never know that? Pisses me off.
Yeah. So Marty realizes he's got to get his dad to ask his mom out and get things going. They have to have their first kiss at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance to right the wrong. Realizing he needs to shock George into action, Marty redons the alien-esque, not Alien the movie, but the extraterrestrial looking radiation suit.
Yes.
and then puts his headphones on sleeping. How did he get into George's room?
I can answer that question.
Okay.
But go ahead, and then I will.
Cranks the volume all the way up on his Walkman and plays Van Halen. You know what I never noticed before, and it actually irritates the shit out of me?
What?
That Marty, of all people, has it listed as written on the masking tape on the cassette, Edward Van Halen.
Yes.
That irritates the hell out of me.
Why?
No one calls him Edward Van Halen. It's Eddie Van Halen. His name is Eddie.
Yeah, I think there was some issue with rights. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they went with Edward?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But at that point, I'm like, just do somebody else. But I don't know.
I mean, it's 85. You could have done anybody.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That never really bothered me that much.
Although, would it have hit different if it was like Ted Nugent? Perspiring Theodore Nugent.
Theodore. I like that. Yes.
Get it? Perspiring.
Yeah.
Sweaty Teddy.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't think he gets it.
Yeah.
An art teacher in high school who'd always complain about rock music and music being too loud. He's like, I once went to a Ted Nugent concert. It was 3 miles away from my house and I could hear it as if I was there. And I was like, that's cool. And he's like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, but it was Ted Nugent. So it wasn't.
He and I didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things.
I can imagine.
A lot of talks about him having mysteriously visited Canada during a particular war.
Okay.
I don't know why that was the rumor, but it was.
So you're wondering how he got into
George's
room.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray copy of the trilogy that I have has deleted scenes as an option to watch. So I was like,
as most do.
I'll watch this. I mean, normally I don't really like the deleted scenes because they're deleted for a reason. There's multiple deleted scenes. Some of them are just extended scenes. This one is one of them. He climbs, Doc drops him off, or parks in the driveway. He climbs up the lattice work, crawls in through the window. We don't see him do that, but we see him, it starts off with him putting the headphones on just like it normally does. But it has a weird chloroform scene. Like, that's how he knocks George out so he can sneak out. And
Marty drugs his dad.
Marty drugs his dad. And then he climbs out the window, crawls across the top of the latticework, and drops down into Doc's convertible. And that he looks at Doc and he's like, man, you weren't kidding. That chloroform really works. Because then in the next scene, of the movie, George shows up in the street and he's all disheveled and he's like, Marty! And he runs across the street and Marty's like, George, where you been? You weren't in school today. I overslept. That's why he overslept. He got drugged so damn hard.
He went to the money school of dosaging.
Exactly. He almost killed his dad.
That would have definitely ruined the time.
That would have put a bigger hiccup in the whole.
Would that have killed Marty instantly if his dad died?
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
Maybe
he would have, as soon as he removed the rag of chloroform. He has that shitty hand that disappears right away.
Oh, don't pick on the 1985 disappearing hand.
That is shitty. It was shitty then. It's shitty now.
Stop it. Can't defend itself. It's when you pick on someone that can't defend themselves, it's just mean.
All right.
Biff. Quit going full Biff.
But this movie has a couple of deleted scenes that I'm like, oh God, I'm glad they deleted that. It's terrible.
No, the chloroform should have stayed.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
So Marty and George meet up again. Like you said, Marty, I overslept, blah, blah, blah. They're working on George getting his confidence to ask Lorraine out. They're at the diner. Biff comes in.
I love this part.
Marty trips Biff, and it's on, and Marty steals that kid's scooter, turns it into a skateboard. Then we get the chase scene that ends in the iconic manure truck.
Two things.
Manure truck.
This beginning of this, when George goes in and he's all kind of got some confidence, and he goes up to the diner bar, and he's like, Lou, what's he say? Milkshake, chocolate. And
Not even milkshake. Lou, milk.
Oh, that's right.
Chocolate.
That's right. That's what it was. And it slides across the thing, and he grabs it.
My wife just turned and looked at me when he ordered that, and I was like, what? Chocolate milk is delicious.
It's the best.
I'm going to have some chocolate milk when I get home.
But it's so cartoonishly
Yeah.
dumb, but it works. I love it.
You know my biggest problem with George McFly / Crispin Glover is?
What's that?
He could have been Screech in Saved by the Bell. There is no damn difference, both in quality and general character work.
Screech is a little
Smarter.
No, I think George is really smart.
Screech actually makes inventions and doesn't look in girls' windows.
George is a writer.
So, I wrote a book, and writing a book has nothing to do with intelligence.
Okay. Number 2.
Okay.
This whole skateboard scene is so damn cool.
It actually is, yeah.
So damn cool. And I was at the store the other day, and I saw
your fat ass skateboard.
Oh no.
Okay.
I saw the coolest Hot Wheel I think you'll ever see.
Okay. Are you going to add a picture of that so
Yes,
people
I am.
can see?
I
It's
am.
just a car full of shit.
Yes.
Okay, pre-filling with shit, how sexy is Biff's car?
Oh, Biff's car is fantastic.
And I made that comment, and Anna goes, all the cars. It was the 50s.
Yeah.
50s was a beautiful time for body work.
My first car was a 54 Chevy pickup. It had the 5 windows. It was.
I bet you didn't take care of it, you ass.
No, I actually I was coming home from a wrestling meet one time, hit a patch of black ice, fucking hit the ditch, and after that I had to sell it. But man, no, that truck was fucking sweet,
Yeah.
and I am so pissed off.
Do you know how much money a car manufacturing company could make? Ford, Chevy, any of them. If for, let's say, a 3 to 5 year period, they released a retro collection,
Like the PT Cruiser.
and they were just like, hey, it's got all the modern engine work and comfortability, but they bring back those body styles.
They did with something. What was that? I think Ford. Was it the Ford Thunderbird
Possibly.
that they did? But it looked atrocious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, don't bring back the bad-looking cars. I would buy a retro re-release of like a Hudson Hornet.
Isn't that the guy from Cars?
Yes, but that's a real car.
I know.
I don't know if you do know.
Yeah, I do know.
I'm worried you don't know.
There it is.
It's not bad-looking, but it's not that iconic 50s.
It's not. They it's like they toyed with it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna go with it. Okay, maybe not. Maybe yeah, but yes, but no, but yes. You know, just fucking go all in.
No, if Chevy were to be like, hey, check out our throwback sedan collection, and it had the fins and the paneling.
Yeah, I'd be all for it.
Biff's car is Babe Magnet.
Biff's car's nice.
Too bad it's full of dweebs.
And yeah, the guy with the 3D glasses. I just want to.
The guy that's always he's got the sucker all the time.
It's Billy Zane. I think that was Billy Zane.
Was it really?
Yeah.
The
guy with the 3D glasses. He was in Young Guns.
30 Steve?
No, the pugilist.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was him.
I'm kind of sad I remember that.
I'm proud you remember that.
Young Guns is not very good. Speaking of movies that the show is ruined.
Maybe Young Guns 3 will be better.
What?
They're working on number 3 apparently.
How Billy died / escaped and grew really old and talked to that reporter.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work.
Don't all the regulators die at the end of 2?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Am I missing something? How do you have a third one when everyone's dead?
Well, they made 2 more Lethal Weapon movies after Riggs died at the end of 2.
Because Riggs didn't die.
He died!
You just wish he had. Well, should have and actually are 2 different things. All right, so the plan is concocted where Marty... What?
I'm just thinking of this plan.
Marty is going to take Lorraine to the dance, and he's going to get handsy with his mom in the car.
Yes.
I have to blur all that out.
Absolutely. I'll make a big censor sign just
right here.
Yep.
Which is also where Marty was going to tell Lorraine to sit. It was right in here. And George is he's going to get handsy. She's going to try to tell him no. And he's going to press when George heroically rips the car door open and pulls him out and punches Marty in the stomach and takes him out. And then he and Lorraine go into the dance. He's the hero.
Yes. A little problematic.
Yeah. But you know what makes it work, though? You know that Marty's desperate because they're running out of time. So it's like a Hail Mary
absolutely.
throw. And how you could just see at all times how badly he's dreading it. Even when he's initially talking to George about it, he's I guess that's what we got to do.
I love when they're talking in the yard and George is hanging up laundry. And he's Marty's telling him the plan, and he's like, so how do you know she's going to get angry with you? He goes, well, that's what nice girls do when guys take it. And George is like, oh, you're going to go and you're going to, and he's holding that bra. You're going to touch her on her. It's like, no, George, don't.
I'm not touching her on or anything, George. Do I have to curse?
Yeah. Should I swear? Yes.
God damn it, George. Yes. Tough guys swear. That's why I swear.
Fuck yeah.
That's goddamn right.
Yeah.
Tough. Hella tough.
Sure.
Nah, see? And then pretty much at the same time, Marty and Doc work out that they can rig a cable from the clock tower to some light poles. The lightning bolt will hit, and at that precise time, Marty will be hauling ass at 88 miles an hour with a lightning rod hook that connects directly to the flux capacitor to generate the energy to time travel.
Correct.
But time traveling is pointless if they don't get George and Lorraine together.
Absolutely. It won't matter.
So they're at the dance, and I actually really enjoyed this scene of Marty and Lorraine in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And Marty's like, Lorraine, you ever been in that situation where you know you have to do something, but you just really, really don't want to? Marty, what's wrong? You seem so nervous. Here, take a drink. It'll calm you down. And he's like, you drink? And he's like, she's just like, yeah, everybody drinks, Marty. And he's like, all right, hell with it. And he takes the bottle. Marty is 17. Apparently, Marty parties.
Why?
The way he chugs that bottle of liquor.
He just took a drink. He's under a lot of stress.
No, he's like, a drink is drink. He's going.
Well, you know what? He thinks maybe if he gets a little drunk, he'll be able to do what he's got to do.
I don't think it would have hit him. Marty parties.
Maybe does.
And then he looks over while drinking and sees Lorraine lighting a cigarette and does what has to be one of the Mount Rushmore spit takes of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just comes out so fully and perfectly as he spits his drink all over steering wheel. Jesus Christ, you smoke too? Marty, you're beginning to sound like my mother.
And the look he gives her as another one of the facial expressions. It's like there's so many in this, and they're all fucking great.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoy their interaction in this. It's fine. I pushed it back in.
All right. So Marty realizes he not really sure if he can actually do this plan. Lorraine pounces him.
Yes, she does.
I think she'd have gone all the way. Had it not been for they kiss, her eyes shoot open and they kind of back up and she's like, Marty, this isn't right. I don't know how to explain it, but kissing you feels like I'm kissing my brother. Does that make sense? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah. You have no idea.
You have no idea how much sense that makes. When finally the door opens, because George was late, except it isn't George. It's Biff. Biff punches Marty and proceeds to get in the car to assault Lorraine.
A little bit, yeah. It's a little dark.
Had there not been timely intervention, would he have
Oh, absolutely.
hard R?
I 100% think so.
I kind of do too, and I just went, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And the three dweebs take Marty and lock him in the trunk of the band's car, the band that's playing at the Under the Sea dance. Marvin, Barry, and the whatever.
Yeah, and that one guy's like, hey, what the hell are you doing in my car? He's like, beat it.
Stop it. Stop.
Dude.
Hold on. No, he didn't say dude.
No, he doesn't.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it because I forgot this happened. I forgot this was in here. I forgot the line. Oh my God. This didn't age well.
It's the time, though.
That's the thing. Yes, this happens in the 50s. He uses a 50s term. I'm going to quote the movie here.
Yes, you are allowed.
Beat it, comma, spook. This doesn't concern you. My mouth dropped.
Yes.
I don't remember Back to the Future dropping racial slurs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I love the car doors, all four of them open.
It's on.
And these guys get out and the cloud of smoke, and they're just like, what did you just say?
It's like, whoa, we don't want no trouble with reefer addicts. They clearly had just watched Reefer Madness in class.
It leads to worse things.
Like eating children.
Yes. God. Movie is so dumb.
Didn't you watch that? I
watch
feel
that.
like you told me a story where you watched
I had to watch that in college class.
just as a, hey,
I don't remember what it was for, but I had a couple of college classes, like movie appreciation classes. One was a complete monster movie course, but then another one, I can't remember what the other one was.
that has to be the only college course you got an A in.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
What?
No.
B plus?
No, I got A's in a lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
Nothing that was, like
Important.
math or some shit.
Something STEM based.
No. I did get a B plus in psychology, though.
Ah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go back and go into that.
Fuck no. God, I just spit everywhere.
Relax, Marty.
I'm like Marty.
I'm not smoking over
God.
here.
Jesus, you smoked? Ooh.
You sound like my mother, Tevis. Tell me you just got a glowing grade in your monster movie class.
Oh, yeah. I got a
Okay.
good grade in that class.
It would be like if I had done poorly in my rock and roll appreciation class, which I didn't. I got an A in that class.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was rock and roll appreciation, which counted as my music credit.
You just had to go in and be like, I appreciate music. Okay, good. A.
No, F music. We're looking at rock and roll. We're talking about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Hell yeah.
Those were the most interesting essays I've ever written because the people I was writing about.
Oh, I bet.
Oh. Anywho, George finally shows up, and all right, mister, you take your damn hands off of her. And I did a better job delivering the line than Crispin Glover did.
The way he delivers that, and then Biff comes up out of the bundle of dress and just gives him that look, and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
He's like, God, no, I felt that.
Yeah. And then Biff gets him in that arm bar.
But there's a moment here that I remember her saying, because, she raises her head and she sees this George, and she's like, George, help me. And he pushes her back down. Biff pushes her back down, and her head hits the car door.
Yeah.
You can hear it. But it's really, really quiet. You can hear her whimpering, and she's like quietly saying, please, George, help me. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
this is dark.
She's legit in tears and pleading.
Because she's actively being assaulted.
Yeah, but I've never watched it and caught that little bitty whimper of her before until this rewatch.
Yeah.
Because I had the subtitles on.
See, you catch a lot with subtitles.
Yeah. And when that happened, it came up. I'm like, oh, she said, and I kind of turned the volume up. Oh, God. She says that, and the way she delivers it, I'm like, this is kind of dark.
So Biff's got his arm locked, and Lorraine, just let him go, Biff. You're going to break his arm. Let him go.
Yeah, because he tries to hit him in the stomach, like him and Marty had talked about.
And George finds he gets his Rick Moranis moment, where he summons all of his nerd rage. And you just see his hand ball into a fist.
Yeah, that's because Biff pushes her down, and basically he's like, no, you're not going to do this. And yeah, the fist and the look on his face, he's like, motherfucker, it's on.
Oh, damn it. I just slipped my mind, and now, it's full Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, when he
Rick Moranis and his nerd rage
takes out the dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the plant.
The plant?
At the end.
Oh, okay.
When all is lost and he summons all of his nerd rage.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've watched that.
There you go, Little Shop of
I
Horrors.
have to watch that again.
Although the movie gives it a much happier ending than the actual musical.
Yeah, I remember watching the play, and it's like, this isn't how the movie ends.
No, was it? Oh God, what's the plant's name?
Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey 2.
Yeah,
takes over the world.
Yeah, a little dark,
a little bit,
but not as dark as this.
No, because the plant doesn't assault anyone.
Yes,
with its penis.
Well, Biff didn't either yet. I'm sure the zipper was down and things were about to get unleashed.
We are not talking about unleashing anything right now. But George knocks out Biff and saves Lorraine, and all is well.
I love when he finally does that swing punch, knocks the shit out of him. How Biff spins around and the camera catches him spinning one direction and spinning back the other way. It kind of makes you dizzy.
Yeah.
But it's so cool, and he slides off the car and he's done.
Yep.
Yeah, loved it.
And then George and Lorraine go to the dance, but it's weird. It's awkward. The band can't play because to free Marty, the guitarist hurt his hand, can't play. So Marty plays the guitar on their behalf to play the slow dance song. So George and Lorraine will dance, have their first kiss, and save the future. And while George and Lorraine are dancing, this obnoxious fucking ginger shows up. He's like, get out of the way, McFly, I'm cutting in. And I'm sitting there watching going, George, you just knocked out Biff. You don't let this dirty little ginger tell you your business.
Yeah. Yeah, he does, though, for a minute.
Yeah, until he's like,
yeah, he's
like, my way,
it takes him a minute.
And he shoves the kid to the ground.
Love it.
I did too. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, George.
Good job.
So then they kiss, all is restored, and then Marty gets to perform on stage and is a giant dweeb.
The way when George and Lorraine kiss, and because we got the picture on the guitar, and you can see both the brother and the sister are gone, and Marty is just completely starting to disappear. But once they kiss, the picture all comes back. The brother and the sister show back up. But the way Marty snaps back to life and goes from all crouched over to he's upright and then he stands up. The way it's super quick. Oh my God, it's so funny. I love it. But
can we talk about Johnny Be Good?
I like this until he
goes full dweeb.
He goes full
dweeb.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think Michael J. Fox actually sounds like singing?
I don't know. This really didn't bother me though.
No, but it's not even close to anything that might sort of sound like Michael J.
No, I don't think so either. But no, it's cool. It's cool up to a point.
Because I like the song.
I did too. And apparently Marvin Berry liked it too.
Hey, Chuck, you know that new sound you looking for? And everybody likes Chuck Berry, except for what he did in the ladies' restroom of his restaurant.
I don't know about that.
He installed cameras.
Oh, did he really?
He had a bathroom fetish.
Oh, God.
I say that. It's possible I'm conflating and it was someone else, but I think it was Chuck Berry who may or may not have had cameras in the ladies' restroom of his restaurant. He's looking it up to make sure. Was it Chuck Berry?
Yes, he claimed he had the camera installed to catch a worker who was suspected of shoplifting. Doesn't matter. You can't do that.
You can't put a camera in a ladies' restroom.
I worked as loss prevention for different companies, and I've had people go into the restroom to steal. Not one time was I like, you know what would work? If I just put a camera in the bathroom. You know why I didn't do that? Because 1, it's wrong. For 2, it's wrong. And for 3, yeah, it's wrong.
Nobody wants to review that footage.
No.
Except Chuck Berry.
God.
Yeah, but Chuck, it's not near the door or anything. It's in the bathroom stall. Yeah. It's in the toilet stall. Yeah. Why is it in the toilet stall?
It's in the toilet. Like, what are you doing?
Chuck, this angle is terrible. No, it's just right.
God. Chuck Berry, what the fuck?
See, we talk about we expose everyone's issues. Chuck Berry was a dirty, filthy, disgusting pervert.
Okay, so let's expose something else. I want to expose something about Robert Zemeckis.
Is he a dirty, filthy, disgusting pervert?
No, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. So in this movie, Robert Zemeckis directed.
Yes.
Marty invents rock and roll.
Right.
In Forrest Gump, Robert Zemeckis directed. Forrest Gump invents everything.
Yes.
What is Robert Zemeckis' fascination with having white guys invent everything?
I think you're reaching.
No.
Yes. Forrest Gump just gave Elvis his dance.
He gave Elvis his dance. He invented the happy face thing.
Which was already going to be invented by a white guy.
Yeah, but what was the other thing Forrest Gump did? Damn it.
Bubba Gump Shrimp?
Well, no, it's something that he invented that... Oh, God, I can't remember. Anyway. There was like a whole slew of shit that Forrest Gump did that other people really did, but Forrest Gump's the one that fell into it.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. But no, Robert Zemeckis has the thing where he wants his characters to invent everything.
Now the fact you're adding race to it.
I didn't mean like race thing.
But yeah, why does Robert Zemeckis' characters always seem to be at the forefront of some great invention that they're somehow in part of?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump is fun.
I've tried watching it recently. I can't. I think I've watched it way too many times, honestly.
I have really bad news for you.
What? Oh, I know it's in there. And I'll be happy to revisit it. But just to sit down and watch it as pure enjoyment, I can't do it anymore. There was a time I watched that movie so many times.
Sure.
And Jenny is a bitch.
Duh. Everyone knows
and
that.
I hate her.
Everyone knows Ginny is the antagonist of Forrest Gump.
Absolutely.
She is the worst.
Worst human ever.
Yeah. We're not talking about Forrest Gump, though.
No.
So, Marty invents rock and roll poorly. But now it's time to go. So he and Doc meet up, and Marty is trying to slip Doc a note warning him about how he dies in 1985. And, Doc's like, no man should have that much control over his own destiny. I don't want it. Blah, blah, blah. Then lightning strikes a tree that unplugs the cable. So Doc's got to climb up and they kind of get the cable replugged, and Marty guns it, and boom, lightning strikes. And Marty drives into the porn theater of 1985.
Yes, he does. This whole final scene is so damn cool. They build so much tension from the cable getting unplugged up at the top, Doc having to go up there, to Marty racing back to the starting point, and the car dies.
Yep, car won't start.
And then Doc finally gets to where he could plug it in, but it's too short. So he yanks on it, and then the other part comes unplugged, and he's just like, another facial expression. He's like, oh!
Yeah. Just a lot of,
oh! But then the car finally starts, and Doc has to wrap the thing around the clock and slide down and try to wrestle it out of the tree. And you're like, is he gonna? We all know he's gonna make it.
Yeah.
But every time I watch it, I'm like, this is fucking good. So damn good. And the music, Back to the Future music is pretty fucking great.
Yeah, it is.
Alan Silvestri kills it.
I mean, it's no Randy Newman, but
I mean, fuck Randy Newman. God.
Why'd you sing it?
Because I did better job than Randy fucking Newman. Terrible. I don't understand how he has a career.
I believe it. Is he still with us?
I don't care.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up, computer monkey.
Oh, fuck up my
Look
algorithm.
up Randy Newman.
Randy
computer monkey.
Newman. Dead. Nope, he's still fucking around. He's 81.
With this, you got a friend in me money.
God.
He's still fucking around.
What's that other song that he has that I heard the other day? And I was like, this is a fucking terrible song. Oh, I Love L.A. I love L.A. Oh, God, you're such a shit. The worst. Every time I think of Randy Newman, I think of that Family Guy skit, the section where he's like, he just sees things going on and sings about them. Two guys sitting in a basement talking about movies. Now they're talking about Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox. Yeah. Ugh. Punch. He's got a punchable face too. Don't even tell me that's not a punchable face.
He's just a little old man.
Looks like he was in Up. Fucking. Have you heard that? It's so awful.
Trying again. Oh, oh shit!
You're shiny.
I'm sweaty now.
Jesus Christ. With the lights bouncing off of you, it's like I'm staring into the sun.
Oh my God.
You got like the halo from those Jesus paintings.
Thank you. Oh,
All right.
no.
Okay.
That was the funniest shit to me. There's a reason I keep Randy Newman tucked in the back pocket.
Pull him out every couple of episodes.
Oh, my. But, yeah, no, Marty makes it back, and he makes it to Lone Pine Mall.
Yeah, because he decides to. Because earlier Doc says it would be instantaneous for Einstein because it's like he never left.
Right.
But Doc didn't want to hear about how he dies. Doesn't want to know too much about his own future. So Marty's like, I wish I had more time. He's like, what am I doing? I got a time machine. So he goes back 10 minutes early. So he still remembers everything. So that's when he shows up to the Lone Pine Mall.
But the car died, so he had to run. So he still gets there too late to warn Doc.
Yes.
And he watches the events go down, and he watches himself get in the time machine and escape. And we see the terrorists driving to like a bus stop or a newspaper stand or something.
Yeah, and crash and
die.
Yeah, that always kind of bothered me.
It's not like their van exploded or anything.
No, it should have. I think it should have.
Just, although it would make no sense for their van to explode, but
well, you have the missile launcher in the back he was chasing them down with.
That's true. But Marty runs over to Doc. Come to find out Doc is alive because he put on a bulletproof vest.
Yes, he is. And he's like, how did you, because he'd ripped the letter up in the past. And apparently he taped it all together.
He had 30 years to do it.
Yeah,
I mean.
he had time.
So they're together. Marty then races back home, falls asleep, wakes up the next morning to come to find out his brother Dave is not dressed in the chicken hut, Burger King, whatever it was.
Burger King.
He's got a suit on. And he's like, Dave, what the hell are you wearing? He's like, Marty, I always wear a suit to the office. And while at the same time, Dave and their sister
Linda
are arguing. He's like, Linda, I'm not your personal message.
You got Randy Newman syndrome.
I don't know what that means.
Well, you sounded just like Randy Newman as you're trying to talk.
But Linda's getting all kinds of calls and all kinds of messages from all kinds of guys. She's wildly popular now.
Yeah. She's like, is it Craig or Greg?
She learned the power of vagina.
The power of whoring.
Yes! The strength of whoring.
Super whores.
You call yourself whores?
Have you ever watched someone slowly die over the course of like an hour and a half?
Yes.
Because you are right now. Oh my God. The power of whoring. Well, her mom was pretty cool with it when she was,
Yeah.
But we see George and Lorraine come home and he's like pinching her on the ass because they just played some pickleball or something.
Yeah.
And I think it was 10 on the pickleballs around, but you get my point.
Yeah.
But they're like dressed well and the car isn't wrecked. And in fact,
They look good.
And Biff is out there waxing it because Biff runs an auto detailer. And George presumably has old Biff's job.
Yes. And balls.
Presumably.
Yeah. And balls. So.
Yeah, Biff gets really emasculated.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Marty.
Hey.
I got your truck all shined up for your big date, Marty.
Yes. When he hands him the keys, it's all waxed up, ready to go. He gets his hands on his hip really high.
It's perfect.
Oh, no, it's great. I love it. But it's just.
Marty's got the 4x4 he always dreamed of. And he and Jennifer are about to go have sex by the lake.
Yes, they know. Because they're interrupted.
The power of whoring! Wait, they get clock blocked.
Yes, they do. They get dock blocked. Because Doc shows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I got it.
Okay,
yes.
Just making sure.
God, it's like I'm talking to Sarah right now.
Zing.
Sarah, you can't escape it. Can't escape it.
What was it?
You have to be way more specific than that.
Miguel is playing the guitar.
Oh, Alejandro. I'm like, what does that mean? She thought that was the funniest shit. I still don't know why.
I don't know what it was.
Out of context humor. Also, like that 2000s, 2010s was the worst era for like internet humor.
Yeah.
Because it was all this is random and quirky.
Vine. Is that when Vine was a thing?
Sure.
I don't even know.
I don't remember. I don't care.
I wasn't a part of that.
I didn't care. How do I put this? I have been the world's oldest man for a long time.
Since I was running from bees.
The bees stung all childhood right out of my life. Gone forever. I was then just looking for swarms of bees behind every corner.
Oh.
I'm glad that story could bring so much joy.
I love it.
Sting him again.
Gonna be a callback
Get his ass.
every episode.
Remember when the bees got you?
So did this movie hurt you more or the bees? Which one?
So did you have to like rebuy a copy of this because you lost yours in one of the divorces or?
Oh, of Back to the Future?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was one of those things where I've had it in every single format it's ever been released.
And you just keep losing them
And
in
I just
divorces.
keep losing them in divorces.
Jennifer Connelly.
You want a copy of Back to the Future?
It's just going to cost you about 5 years of marriage.
I have the trilogy collector's edition, so with deleted scenes. Call me.
Easy, Tiger. But yes, Doc shows up because Marty and Jennifer need to come with him back to the future. He says the thing.
He does. He says it.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
And it works.
And they get in the car.
He says it twice, actually.
Because there's something wrong with their kids.
What, like my assholes or something? No,
And-
Marty, it's your kids.
And that's when where we're going. We don't need roads.
So cool.
That is a good line.
Then the car
And then the car flies off.
flies off, and then the to be continued.
Yep.
So
Credits.
So I was going to bring up
Yes.
Dave.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about how Marty actually made his life worse.
I believe a little bit.
Okay.
So and I've heard this referred to as the Twin Pines world or the Lone Pine world.
Sure.
So the Twin Pine world, Dave works at McDonald's or Burger King rather, either one. But
Cluck Hut.
The Cluck Hut, yeah. But he seems to be genuinely happy. Like he's talking with his dad, he's hanging out with his dad, he's joking around with his dad, he's just having a good time. He seems to be legitimately happy. In the Lone Pine world, he's got a suit on, he's kind of uppity. He gets a little pissed off when Marty says something about the cars being wrecked, and he's like, "Oh, what? When the hell did this happen? Why am I the last one to know about these things?" He's getting real aggressive. I'm like, one, it's not your car. Like, settle down, buddy. But he seems like he lost that fun-loving part of him.
You mean he grew up?
You can be an adult and still be fun-loving.
Maybe he's just having a bad morning.
I don't know.
You're never fun-loving.
I am always fun-loving unless you put on Randy Newman. But it's almost like this movie's telling us, in order for you to be better off, you have to have this type of job or you have to make this amount of money. But same way with the sister too. Like she wasn't, I don't think she was even happy back in the Twin Pine world, but the only way she's happy now is from whoring.
Because of whoring.
The power of whoring.
The gateway to happiness.
Yeah.
Whoring.
The gateway to happiness. Vagina. So, yeah, I don't know. But no, that's one thing that's kind of bothered me was Dave. He just seemed a little worse off. Probably better off financially, although he still lives at home with his parents. But
Okay, but like George and Lorraine are much better off.
yes. Oh, yeah, their relationship is great.
Okay, if George and Lorraine are better off, and Marty's better off, and
Is Marty better off, though? Do we know? We don't know.
he gets to, well, before Doc intervenes again, he was going to go have sex with his attractive girlfriend all weekend at the lake and his new truck.
That's true.
And he doesn't live in a trailer.
That's true, too.
So I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
The movie leads us to believe his life
fair.
is better.
That's fair.
And Linda finally has what she always sought after, male attention.
Penis. Lots and lots. Oh, penis.
Oh, penis. My name's Timmy O'Penis. Choy.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Come again?
God.
Oh, my eyes hurt. Oh.
You mean Timmy O'Penis?
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I just picture Hornswoggle like doing a little dance.
But at one point, he leans forward and tilts fully up on his dick and spins like you would a cane almost. I'm crying again.
I'm fine.
This episode has broken me, by the way.
Me
If
too.
anyone can't tell this episode, I am just useless.
Whoa.
So what I was getting at was apparently I was getting at Linda, as we all were.
Hell yeah.
You know what?
She's like a doorknob. Everyone takes a turn.
I don't think that's even the same.
I don't know what it is.
So if mom and dad are happy, or are better off, Marty's better off, Linda's better off, Dave got the short straw. 4 beats 1, dude. Sucks to suck.
That's true. That's true.
Next
I'll
time
give
you
you that.
befriend an eccentric inventor who comes up with time travel, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there. Marty can't do all the work, so. Okay. Good point.
And now, his brother is still probably better off because he has a job that will afford his own place, his own car, more than likely a cocaine habit.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you have those 3 things, women flock to you.
That's true.
So,
Okay. I feel like he turns out to be Patrick Bateman. American Psycho.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it.
I mean, maybe. Maybe. Are we there?
We're there.
All right.
Holy God.
Back to the Future ratings time.
Let's do this.
IMDb gives Back to the Future an 8.5, while also
What? Wait,
giving it.
IMDb did something over 7?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
It also has a ranking in the top 250. Would you like to guess what that number is? You're probably pretty good at this, actually. When we've done it in the past, you're always really close.
Back to the Future's in the top 250?
Yep.
Man, I wouldn't even have a clue, but I'm going to say
Go with your heart.
22.
On a scale of 1 to 250,
Mhm.
you guessed 22.
Yeah.
With Back to the Future coming in at number 30.
Really?
Yes!
Damn.
8 spots off. That is really close.
I'm so mad. I almost said 25.
Well, you'd have been slightly closer.
Okay, let's go back.
Um,
Let me type in.
we have to go back to the past.
It doesn't quite work as well.
Doesn't ring quite
No.
right. So 8.5 with number 30 in the top spot, and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 93% for a grand total of 178.
Dang, is that our top?
No, Return of the King.
Oh, what
was
it?
Still it's 180 something.
180. What was that one? What was Back to the Future?
178.
Oh, it was 170.
It's in our top 10.
Yeah.
For I didn't look up what.
It's 184. Lord.
So it was 6 points shy.
Damn it, IMDb.
If IMDb had gone just a little higher.
Okay. That's pretty good though.
Reviews.
Oh, you got the Eeps.
I do.
Okay.
Empire.
I'm sorry, Dick.
Whoring. We want to take a moment to shout out our sponsor, Whoring. Empire, an almost perfectly wrought slice of old-fashioned escapist fantasy. 5 out of 5 stars.
Damn. Okay.
Ebert. Maybe it's time to wonder if Spielberg is emulating the great studio chiefs of the past who specialized in matching the right director with the right project. This time, the match works with charm, brains, and a lot of laughter. 3.5 stars.
Okay. The Eebs.
Coming in with a 3.5.
Coming out with it. I'm not mad at that.
So really, we're pretty much there. Oh no, we have awards. Do you have awards?
I do. I have the Morpheus Award for Best Dressed.
Okay.
It's Morty. I love his outfit with the puffy jacket and the jean. Oh no, he looks cool. He's got that. It's gonna make a comeback. Probably already has, and then it's in a couple more years it's gonna make another comeback. But no, he looks really cool.
Well, the Maximus Award for Best Line. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
That's a good one.
There it is.
Yeah, I had a problem with the line one because there's so many things that Biff says that I just fucking love.
Yeah, but those are good lines. They're not a Maximus line.
That's true. That is true. But one of the things that I like, you know what? I'll hold on to that. What's the best part of this movie for you? Do you have any other words?
Honestly, not really.
Okay, I didn't either. I only had the one.
I'm just looking at no, not really. So for me, my favorite part is Doc is showing Marty the crude model because it's not to scale or painted yet, but it's like this meticulously crafted model, which I was like, as someone who does tabletop gaming, I felt that in my core. But the car winds up, hits the electricity, catches fire, speeds off the table, and then goes right into the trash can of oily rags and catches fire.
Jeez.
And then it's just Christopher Lloyd's face of, ah!
It's so good. I'm telling you, man, that this is a great facial expression movie.
Ah! I think that's my favorite part. It's just car catches fire. Oh God, that's bad. Off the table, and then it's going straight into the oily rags.
I wonder why his house burned down. You know,
Maybe it wasn't arson.
probably not.
It was definitely arson.
He's accident prone.
He also doesn't care about the law.
That is true.
What we don't see is Doc walking around with a Walkman listening to the Ghetto Boys. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
The best part of this movie for me is that clock tower ending.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good with the music and the tension and the action. No, it's every time I watch it, I'm still glued to the screen, even though I've watched this I don't know how many times.
Worst part.
The whole Libyan thing.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. I kind of get it, but I don't know. It's the weakest part of it for me.
Okay.
What about for you?
Anything that has Crispin Glover in it.
I knew that was coming.
I hate him. I hate his acting, if that's what you can call it. I hate his character. I hate all of it. He ruins everything he's a part of.
I want
Hate it.
to change my best part.
Yes.
Crispin Glover. And every No, I'm not changing. Clock tower ending is my favorite part.
You know why it's so good?
Because it doesn't have Crispin Glover.
Glover's not involved. Hey, Doc, what are you doing? Fucking God damn it.
What prop would you want for this studio?
This was my hardest part. Actually, this was my hardest part.
Thanks to our sponsor.
Horrid. No, I'm not losing it again.
Okay.
I thought really long about this because there aren't a ton of options, but there are a handful. But I wanted to go with one that I really liked, but wasn't like good. Obviously, the flux capacitor, you know.
Yeah.
So I went something a little different, and I could see it on our shelf or hanging on the wall or something. I want Einstein's stopwatch at 1:19 a.m.
That's a good one.
That's what I want.
That's a good one.
The exact moment he travels forward in time.
I like that. Yeah, because if we can't have cars because they won't fit in here, but I would definitely take the DeLorean. But
that's not the rule. Is it has to be something that fits in the studio.
Mhm. And I had a problem with this for a while until when it hit me, I was like, oh, duh. I want the wind-up car, but it's all charred.
The birds, yeah. You know what? That would be hot fire.
Literally.
I made a pun inadvertently. Now I have a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm out of water.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want. It's a wind-up car that's all charred.
I also thought about Doc's telepathy hat.
I thought about that too.
This damn thing doesn't work.
I even thought about the camcorder, how they somehow connected it to a 1955 TV.
Yeah, Anna and I talked about that too.
But it's Doc Brown. He'll figure it out.
That was my answer.
He'll figure it out. That was some of the podcasts that I've listened to about this movie. That was one of the things that they complain about. But I'm like, come on, it's Doc Brown. You know.
Also, this isn't that kind of movie.
No.
As people like to tell me about things.
No, not at all.
You know, as far as other props though, I mean, if we wanted to sit here and think about it, we could come up with some more. But no, for me,
the skateboard.
I like the charred car. I like the stopwatch. No, I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
I want the flux.
The skateboard that he makes. Because he invented the skateboard too.
Yeah, that's true. He did invent. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay. Well then, Tevis, we'll let you go first. What are your final thoughts about 1985's Back to the Future?
Okay. This is one of those movies that after some of the things that I researched about it, like it shouldn't have worked because the shitty way they were going to travel back in time with a refrigerator, they had an actor that they really didn't want. It didn't really work for the story. They filmed like half the damn movie and then they finally got the guy and they redid everything. And this is a weird story. Like a kid is friends with this old man who makes a time machine and he has to go back and save his parents to get together. This is a weird movie.
Yeah.
But this movie works. Michael J. Fox fucking rules in this movie. Christopher Lloyd fucking rules in this movie. Leah Thompson rules in this movie.
Crispin Glover is there.
Thomas Wilson is fucking great as Biff.
Oh, yeah.
He gets to play like 3 different parts as the same character.
Throughout the franchise?
No, just this movie. He has to play
successful old Biff, young Biff, sad sack old Biff.
Absolutely. And he's great at all 3. I was kind of worried about maybe the visuals wouldn't hold up, but they're still really good. The music is fucking phenomenal. Every time that Back to the Future music, just a little jingle thing that they have with, oh my God, so good. No, this movie is fucking great. It's definitely worth the ticket price. Crispin Glover is fucking
there.
good.
He's fucking there. And I wish he wasn't.
This movie does a thing, and I was going to talk about this.
It does a thing?
I was going to talk about this earlier, but I wanted to save it for this. It doesn't explain itself.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't explain. We don't need the backstory of how Marty and Doc become friends. We don't need to know why they're friends. We don't get. There's lines that are said, like Biff says in the cafeteria when him and Marty are getting into it. He says, make like a tree and get out of here. And that's it. We don't ever get an explanation of what he says is wrong. Because when I was a kid watching it and he said that, I'm like, I don't understand that at all. But it still worked.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you learn what it's actually supposed to mean, he sounds like a fucking idiot.
No.
But the movie doesn't tell us that he sounds like an idiot. The movie trusts us to get it. And I love when movies do that. We don't need to be spoon-fed every single thing. The writer of this movie, Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, knew their audience would get it. And they're not wrong.
All right.
Worth it.
I have no particular love for this movie. I have no nostalgia for this movie. As not a child of the 80s, this is, in that cluster of movies from that time period that people like Tevis endlessly rave about. If I have to hear about how I need to give the Goonies another chance one more time, I'm going to jump in front of Lorraine's dad's car. That being said, Back to the Future, I kind of like the way Empire said it. Good old-fashioned escapist fantasy. This is a true sci-fi adventure done so uniquely with its own style and voice. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd kill it. But honestly, the thing that really saves this, saves this movie. Like you said, it's kind of a weird movie. And by all accounts, it shouldn't have worked. And yet, for some reason, it did. Take all the production issues aside, right? It touches on some icky things, whether it be Marty having an incest-adjacent encounter with his mom, and then the Biff in the car stuff, racial slur. It's a little
It skates that in a little bit.
It skates a line. But I also, for once, really liked what you just said. Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale wrote a script that trusted their audience. It trusted their intelligence. It trusted that they're following along. And it just goes. There are no beat you over the head exposition dumps like we see modern. We talk about all the time in a lot of the more modern movies. But just in general, there's always an issue with exposition dumps. This movie doesn't do it too bad at all, because a lot of stuff is said in the background. Oh, well, my dad hit him with the car, and it was just love from there ever after, and we just moved on. It was just mom reminiscing. But then we see how that played out. And there's a lot of stuff like that where it's just dropped organically in the script that then pays dividends later on, because they're trusting that we're watching this movie and we'll make those connections without giant flashing neon arrows that ruin it.
Yeah.
Right? And then, of course, Robert Zemeckis is directing as well. And to me, that's what makes this movie special. Again, not being a child of this movie's time, I'm not going to say, "Oh, this is the greatest of." I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry, Tevis, I'm not going to do that.
I understand.
But there is something special here. There is a reason Back to the Future is considered a legitimate classic, and there's a reason it still holds up, and why audiences that grew up with it and new audiences gravitate towards this film. It truly is well done. You have fun, likable, interesting characters with a surprisingly deep and line skating story done in such a way that it is still fun and engaging, even if you are an older audience member and you recognize some of these moments and you're going, "Ooh, I don't know about this."
Yeah.
But it's never too far. But it also isn't, it never holds itself up to take you by the hand and drag you along. Writer, director, red flag. In this specific instance, I say we lower it.
Okay.
This Back to the Future is one of the exceptions that prove the rule.
I agree.
So, is Back to the Future worth the ticket price? In an unbiased, unnostalgic opinion, yes, it is. There is fun to be had in a quality movie, and here it is.
Hell yeah.
Except Crispin Glover. I will die on this hill.
So, we've talked about this before. I enjoy showing my daughter movies that I love.
Yeah.
And I'm very careful about what I show her. I didn't know if I should show her this, just because, not that it was going to be too much for her. I just didn't know if she would maybe get bored with it.
You didn't know if you'd have to beat her or something.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if it would hold her interest.
Sure.
It's a movie set in the 50s, but it's not. And it's about this weird thing of trying to get the parents back together. And there's not a whole lot of action or slapstick comedy or anything like that. But I had a day off. She was off. I think it was a snow day or something. But so we just hunkered down on the couch, got popcorn, and I put it on. And after it was over, she's like, "That said to be continued." I said, "Yeah." "There's more?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Can we watch them?" I'm like, "You liked it?" She's like, "Oh yeah, this was good." And we spent that whole day. We watched all three of them.
We're about to be murdered by someone with a power drill that's in the studio that...
What was that?
This is your house. You tell me.
I don't know.
Well, I get to be the wife in this scenario. Go find out what it was. I'm going to call the cops if you get murdered.
Oh, I think I know what it was. No, I know what it was. Okay. You're closest to the door. If I stay here and that murderer comes in, he's getting you first. No.
I will sucker punch you in your bad rib.
It's my dehumidifier.
Like my mother throwing me to the bees, man. I will drop you.
It's a dehumidifier.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Your daughter loved this movie.
Yeah.
And then you guys watched all three of them.
Yeah, we watched all three of them. She loved every single one of them. So that was fun.
Well, that's the thing. Fun is fun.
Yes.
And quality is quality. And it doesn't matter if it's action heavy or slapstick heavy or whatever heavy. It honestly doesn't have to be heavy with anything if it's fun and quality.
I agree.
And this is just that, and it's Back to the Future is just that simple.
Fun.
Fun.
Yes.
And it's well done.
Well done.
Crispin Glover. All right. Hat
time. Is it my turn?
Is it your turn?
I think so. Yeah, you pulled this.
You're welcome.
Thank you. See if I can
pull out another Crispin Glover classic. What is another movie Crispin Glover has been?
The only other thing I've seen him in is one of the Friday the 13th movies.
Gross.
He dies.
Good.
So
during the filming of
this character dies.
Oh, I'm less happy.
Okay.
I'm still a little happy.
I don't want that one.
You wait, no,
what?
You can't just look at what they are.
I am making sure it's
no, that you pull one at random. And
that's what I'm doing.
You can't look and be like, no, not that one. No, you can't look for Die Hard 2. You have to grab a piece of paper and pull it out.
I am.
You're not. You're picking shit.
That's Animal House. I don't want that.
I tell you right now, Animal House is not in that hat.
All right, I got one.
It might be, but I didn't put it there. Sarah, damn it.
Yeah. I know. I didn't put that in there.
Die Hard 2?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't want to do this.
Do what?
This movie.
Fast and the Furious 2?
No.
Okay.
My reaction would be a whole lot worse if that was what this...
We've done some bad movies. It can't be that bad.
It's got Rick Moranis.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's got John Goodman.
Wait, are we about to revisit my favorite brand of vitamins?
Yes, we are.
Yeah! Fuck you!
We're doing the fucking Flintstones.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family. Now.
Gross.
Tevis.
Randy Newman levels of gross.
Well,
actually, probably not.
Well, I love John Goodman.
I do too. He is America's dad.
One of St. Louis's favorite sons.
And America's dad.
Maybe it's Fred Flintstone.
Possibly.
Have you heard the fan theory about behind the lyric modern Stone Age family?
No.
That technically the Flintstones does not take place in the ancient prehistoric past. It takes place so far in the future that humanity wrecked itself and basically set themselves back to the Stone Age through whether nuclear war or whatever it is, AI, whatever it is we did to ourselves. And this is humanity rebuilding, but that's why they still have concepts like radio and TV and cars. There are still elements from the old world that they've adapted to their new Stone Age environment.
Okay. I kind of like that.
So they're a modern Stone Age family.
So we are seeing the beginning of the downfall of the world.
As in like 2025?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But, humanity will bounce back in the Flintstones era.
Great. I can't wait to operate my truck with my feet.
Why are you this way? Why can't you just have fun?
No.
You enjoyed Crispin Glover, but you're not even going to entertain the idea of the Flintstones?
No, I used to watch the Flintstones all the time when I was a kid.
Cartoon?
Yeah.
Till the Great Gazoo showed up. Green little bastard.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Never did like him.
Hey, Fred.
Terrible. But no, I really enjoyed the Flintstones.
Now, you know what's funny? the old cartoon voice of Barney Rubble is the exact same as Yogi Bear. They just talk with different inflections.
Really?
Hey, Fred, what's going on? Hey, boo-boo, let's go get a picnic basket. Same
Holy
voice,
shit.
different inflections.
That's pretty cool.
Only 2 voices I can do.
Very good.
Thank you.
You sound great.
It's the same voice.
I never noticed that before, but yeah, you're right.
Let's go murder Ranger Rick.
I would rather hear either one of those two characters sing a song than Randy Newman.
Just a man, a caveman, running round in his car.
Much better.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Well, this was episode 94, Back to the Future. Tune in next week, episode 95, as we go way back, or maybe way forward, as we look at the Flintstones. And of course, if you haven't in a while or ever, make sure you check out Back to the Future, unanimously worth the ticket price. Now, let us know in the comments if you got bingo, and let us know your thoughts on Back to the Future, the Flintstones, Crispin Glover, Randy Newman, whoring,
Wendy Jo Sperber,
or any of the amazing topics we've covered here today. Let us know if you got bingo. What?
She died in 2005.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. I guess I didn't know her, but
Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
you just love it when people are dead and you can talk about it. You
No.
have some morbid... Something wrong with you. Let us know if you got bingo in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, share around the episodes, and make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our content, whether our regular episodes, our bonus content like top 10s, if you're on YouTube, our Running from Monsters, or anything else we have in the works. Merch store I mentioned earlier. Get your favorite TicketPrice merch. We got the logo designs out now with some fun ones on the way. Keep an eye out for that. And Patreon, $3 a month if you're so inclined and want to help two old fools out. But that's up to you guys.
One old fool.
Fucking kill you. But you know what? I don't know. It's one of those things. I feel weird asking for money because it's we live in a crazy time. And if you got it and you want to support us, fantastic. But take care of yourselves. We all got bills. We got groceries. Take care of yourselves and your family. That's first and foremost always.
Then take care of us.
And then help us.
Yes.
But we're definitely in that list somewhere. Okay. Yourself, family, groceries, electricity, utilities, probably. I think we're somewhere in between cutting back on how much you DoorDash and like Hulu.
Yeah, you don't need Netflix. Just cancel that sumbitch.
Whoa.
I said what I said.
Actually, yeah, Netflix quality has really...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the quality has went this way and the price has went this way.
You know what? Cancel Netflix, throw it to us!
And we don't even ask for that much.
And we'll never raise our prices until we do. Like Netflix! All right, well, I'm Jake, that's Tevis, we're TicketPrice. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode, and tune in next week for the Flintstones. But the most important part, as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and good night.
Barney Rubble.